Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about this little supercomputer in your pocket and how it somehow became the biggest shopping mall on the planet. I mean, this shift has completely rewired, well, everything.
All right, so here's what we've got on tap. We're going to start with something you already do every day, shopping in your pocket. Then we'll get into what m-commerce actually is, why it's such a big deal, how these apps even get made, and then we'll peek into the future of retail. Let's go.
Okay, first up, shopping in your pocket. And really, this is an experience that's probably, second nature to most of us at this point. So let me ask you something. Just think back to the last thing you bought online. Did you fire up your computer? Or did you just grab the phone that was right there in your hand? I'm willing to bet for a lot of you, it was your phone. And that tiny little choice, when you multiply it by billions, is probably the most important story in retail right now.
And the numbers don't lie. Just look at this. The vast majority of online shopping, it's happening on a mobile phone. This isn't some new trend anymore, folks. It's just the way it is. Your phone is basically the main entrance to the store now.
So this whole revolution actually has a name. Let's get into our next section and put a label on this thing that has totally changed how we all shop.
Okay, so what we're talking about here is m-commerce, mobile commerce. And it's really important to get this. It's not just about squishing a regular website onto a tiny screen. No way. It's a whole different animal. It's an entire ecosystem of apps and platforms that were built from the start with your phone in mind.
So, what's the secret sauce here? Well, it kind of boils down to these four things. First, you've got always-on accessibility, right? The store is literally always with you. Then, integrated payments. This makes buying stuff ridiculously easy. Personalized user experience. That's what makes it feel like the app just gets you. And finally, instant data insights for the businesses so they know what we want. You put those four things together, and that's the engine that makes m-commerce run.
Okay, so this really gets to the core of it. Why did mobile take over so completely? I mean, it wasn't just that it was a little easier. There are some serious, distinct advantages that gave m-commerce this huge leg up.
And man, this table just lays it all out. It's like the knockout punch. Just look at the comparison here. Mobile versus the old school web. Accessibility, user experience, speed, personalization, payments, I mean, you name it. In almost every single category, the mobile way of doing things is just faster, smarter, and way more intuitive than sitting at a desktop.
So the first big advantage is just sheer reach. Think about it. A business isn't waiting for you to get home and log on anymore. They're with you everywhere. On the bus, waiting for coffee, sitting on your couch. The store is never closed, and it's always in your pocket.
And then there's the secret weapon, making it too easy to buy stuff. I mean, how many times have you given up on buying something online because you couldn't be bothered to go find your wallet? We've all done it. Well, mobile wallets and one-tap payments, they get rid of all that friction. That is the magic trick right there, turning a, that's cool, into a purchase complete in like 2 seconds.
And lastly, and this is huge, m-commerce isn't just a passive website waiting for you to visit. Nope, a shopping app can actually build a relationship with you. It's constantly talking to you, right? Sending you push notifications about a sale, giving you recommendations it thinks you'll love, offering up loyalty points. It creates this ongoing conversation that makes you want to keep coming back.
All right, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get into the how. Let's pop the hood for a minute and see what it actually takes to build one of these things.
So building one of these apps isn't just magic. It's a really structured process. First up is discovery and strategy. This is where you figure out, okay, who are we building this for and what problem are we solving? It's all about research. Then you move to design and prototyping. And this is way more than just making it look nice. It's about making it feel effortless to use, so you can find what you want without thinking. Next is the heavy lifting, development and integration. This is where the coders actually build the thing and connect all the complicated bits, like payment systems and inventory. And finally, you have testing and launch. You've got to break it to make it better, right? They test everything to death to find all the bugs before it ever gets to you in the App Store.
So that's the journey from the desktop to our pockets. We've got a pretty good handle on how powerful m-commerce is right now. But let's look to the future. Where is this train headed next?
And this quote really nails the three big trends. First, mobile-first solutions. That just means you don't even think about the desktop version anymore. You start by designing for the phone. Second, faster checkouts. That push to make buying even more instant isn't going away. And third, hyper-personalized shopping. And this is the big one. We're moving way beyond just showing you things you've looked at before.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on.
As this personalization gets scarily good, powered by AI and all our data, what happens when our apps know what we want even before we do? That line between just browsing and actually buying could just vanish. The future of shopping might not just be in your pocket, it might be one step ahead of your brain. Thanks for joining me on this one.